Welcome to Lawn Rush. So the topic for discussion today is: are we gonna go RedMax or are we gonna go Stihl next year? So we've ran both. RedMax and Steel's kind of where we're at. We haven't really gotten too involved with the Echo line or any other brands, but running the RedMax, what we have noticed is that their their equipment does seem to last a long time. We haven't had any major failures or anything like that, and they tend to just really keep going and going. Compared to the Steels, um, the Steel equipment does require a little bit more maintenance. I think we had a RedMax 8500, and the maintenance was a lot less. It felt like it started up easier from year to year. It ran better, and just the fact that it had the bigger air filter on it, it had a lot more power. Um, it was a great unit. So what ended up happening with our RedMax 8500 is it ended up getting lost. Somehow it didn't get secured on the truck. We lost all our blowers. We ended up getting our Steel back, but the RedMax was never found. Somebody probably picked it up. Um, but at the end of the day, we got multiple years out of it. I don't think it ever would have died. Now our Steels, they're still running as well. They last a long time as well. But our our Steel blower, we have a BR600, our long-term BR600. It's had to be repaired a few times. We had to do a starter a couple times on it. They don't start as easy. The BR600, you can tell is getting tired because we've had it for maybe 4 seasons now. The 700s, they're very similar, I think, to the 600s. They have a little bit more airflow, but they, you can tell they're starting to get tired. Something happened to one of them. I can't remember what it was. We have two 700s. I can't remember what happened. Oh, you know what? The blower impeller came apart and it blew chunks out of the tube, and it was out of warranty. But what ended up happening is because we bought two at the same time, one was out of warranty and then the other one still was, so there really wasn't any way to know which one was out of warranty. So I think the shop ended up covering it for us. So that's just kind of one of the benefits of grabbing another one. But it's not a big deal. I didn't really mind paying if I would have had to. But at the end of the day, we had some weird failures with our steels, with our steel blowers. Now with our RedMax trimmers, we've never had any problems. The only downside is we usually run the smaller RedMax trimmer, and the reason for that is because of weight. I don't like to carry a lot of weight, but at the end of the day, maybe I need to go ahead and try a bigger trimmer, because one of the issues that we had is just power in general. When you're going to a bigger head, when you're using a bigger speed feed head, it struggles just a little bit. It gets the job done, don't get me wrong, but just could use a little more power with the larger speed feed head. I can't remember exactly which model this is that we're running. Um, um, but it seems a little bit underpowered. It's the smallest one that you can get. It's the least amount of horsepower that you can get from RedMax. Is the one that we're running because it's the lightest one. But at the end of the day, I think I might just go ahead and try the one with a little bit more power, because our steels that we ran, they kind of just had a little bit more power. Here's a look at the steels we run, the FS94. You can actually see it here. Um, I love the feel of it. I love how it performs. Everything about it, the way it cuts, the way it trims. I love that aspect of it. But we did have a failure here where our shaft on this unit came apart. You've seen this before, I'm sure, online with the mounting the brackets for the green touch trimmer. Is exactly where it broke. Now this happened after, I think, a couple seasons. But it's just kind of unfortunate because everything else about this machine I love. Now, I will say this: the maintenance is a little bit more with the with the Stihl. I feel like it's a little bit more maintenance. You have this. We had an issue here with our spark arresters kind of clogging up on them. That was an issue, and then that was pretty much it. Other than that, the FS94 has been great. Now that being said, I think I will probably keep one of these FS94s. Maybe get one just for me to use, but I think for my guys, I don't know if they really. It's whatever they get used to. Now the RedMax Edger has been a beast throughout the years. As you see here, it's missing its guard. It looks like right now. One issue that we've had with the Edger is their guards always break off and end up lost because they just snap here and here. It's not operator error. It's just the guards don't last. So I think I might go ahead and just finally retire this Edger just because I bought so many guards for it, and it's starting to wear the case because whenever the guard's missing, the case gets worn out. But after all these years and the case being all beat up, this Edger still runs good. It's seen multiple different trimmers. We're actually running the smaller power head for the Edger, which is uncommon. Just kind of piecing different things together. Actually, you know what? Here's the numbers, the BCZ 230. So it's going to be an interesting decision which one to run, RedMax or Stihl. I think we're going to stick with the Stihl blowers, even though they're not as good as the RedMax blowers, or at least the 700s. Maybe the new 800s, I think they call them. Maybe the newer ones are up to par with what RedMax has. But that just, when I say up to par, I'm just talking about the quality of the blower when it comes to the maintenance and how likely it's going to break down or whatever. I don't think they're as rugged as the RedMax blowers, but they're quieter, they're more comfortable if you're going to be wearing it for a number of hours. The RedMax, the 8500, the tube would hurt my arm after a while, just swinging that big tube around, where these ones are a lot more nimble, they're more comfortable, and I'd rather be wearing one of these just because the ergonomics are so much better. So even though they are probably going to require a little bit more maintenance, the ergonomics are just so much better with the Stihl blowers. So we're going to stick with the Stihl blowers. They also look more professional than anything else that you could probably strap onto your back. They definitely have a lot of brand recognition, so the crews look good when they're wearing the Stihl blowers compared to any other blower. So I'll probably go ahead and stick with the Stihl blowers, but the trimmers is going to be questionable whether I go Stihl or RedMax. It's going to be a tough decision. Like I say, I'll probably always keep a Stihl trimmer just because I personally like the way it performs. But the RedMax, you know, a lot of guys like the guard. It's got a smaller guard, but it doesn't really like, this particular trimmer doesn't like this heavier head. So I don't know. Comment below what you think, Stihl or RedMax, or what brand do you use? Is it Echo? Is it Shindawa? Whatever it might be. And I'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and see you in the next video. Bye.